Hey, welcome to Artini Podcast, where art history meets happy hour. I'm your host, Kim Ratliff, an artist in Hawaii, and my co-host, Tammy Bruce, an artist in Florida. Grab your cocktail and hunker down with us as we discuss juicy artist documentaries to wild art history facts. Press play and come along for the ride.
Okay, do that.
Ciao Bella! Hello, aloha. Welcome
Ciao
back
Bella.
to Artini. I know. Look, I got my
Cheers.
my limoncello spritz.
Look, there you go.
Cheers.
That sounds really good.
My God, it's been 2 weeks. It is very good. It's been 2 weeks and we all have an Italian hangover.
Really?
Like,
It looked like so
yeah,
much fun.
we're all
It looked like
still-
absolutely so much fun.
It was amazing. Oh, wait, you just said something, but then I forgot. I don't know. Anyway, it was
awesome you got to
amazing.
bring
It
the
was
boys.
hectic and it was cool. Yes. So when James graduated high school, we went to Korea. So that was his graduation trip as family and stuff. And then it just so happened that our friends were moving from Italy to Germany this year and we hadn't visited yet. And it we just combined it with, so it was like
It's
Will's
awesome.
graduation, my birthday, Father's Day, blah, 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 is all
Yeah.
together. And it was amazing. Yeah. So I'll start from the top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Because
Yeah,
we
let
haven't
me know
talked
how it
about
was.
this. I haven't chatted with
We
you
haven't
yet.
even-
So I don't
yeah.
know. Do you have any questions first, or
No,
wanna
go
just
ahead. I've
go
been
along?
to
Okay.
Italy.
All right.
So yeah.
What parts of Italy have you been to?
Well, of course, Pisa and down to Sicily and Vienna, and I got to go look. There's like a whole
Venice?
Vienna.
Did you go to
Vienna?
Venice? Vienna.
No.
Okay.
Vienna. Yeah, we didn't get
Okay.
to Venice because
So
the
you
line
did the
was too
places
long
we
to get
didn't
in.
go
Yeah, the line was too long to get in at the time.
that day. Yeah.
Yeah, like you can only let so many
Wow.
people on
I
the
know. Isn't
island
that
at
weird?
a time. Yeah, and
Mm.
we sat in line for a couple hours, and we were young, and we're like, yeah, screw this, we don't need to go see it. We're good.
Wow. Did you guys
We'll
go
go
as a
back one day.
family, or is this before the kids?
No, my
Was that
godfather, before kids. My godfather had a business in Germany, and so he took his two daughters, myself and his girlfriend's daughter, and we all went to Germany. Well, he lived over there, and so he sent us all over there with him, and we spent a summer in Europe.
Well, that's
It was
very
pretty
cool.
cool.
Like the summer.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
cool.
it was
That's
really
cool.
cool.
I wish we had the summer. Yeah, so 3 planes
Wow,
and a
that's very
bazillion
crazy.
time zones. I used this app called the Time Shifter,
Okay,
and it tells you when to have a coffee, when to not sleep, when to like take melatonin, blah blah blah, so that you hit the ground running. And
that's
and it
awesome.
worked. It worked.
Very good.
So as soon as we went from here, Vancouver, Montreal, Naples. And then once we get to Naples, Amber was like, there's a whole
Naples. Oh, it's
bicycle
Naples.
race.
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I
So
did see the Tour de France.
there's a whole
Good,
so
good. You
there's,
said bicycle
so
race.
it's
Yeah.
a lesser, yes, it's a lesser race, but they,
Yep.
they were running it that day, and the main road to her house was closed until 6 o'clock. So we're like, it's
Wow.
like 11. So like the train station, the airport, like it's all like it's all right there next to the Navy base. Like you pick us up from the airport. It's right next door. So we just like, exchanged money and then had lunch and freshened up, changed clothes because we had our suitcases and restroom and whatever. Then we went to Pompeii. We went to
Wow.
Pompeii for the day. It was hot. Like because there's no trees. It's practically like desert. There's some grass and some wildflowers, but it's not like, it's just freaking hot. And thank God she brought umbrellas. I put in the most steps that day, and I didn't wear sneakers. I switched them out and my feet were hurting so bad. But we had an amazing time there. It was very cool to see like all the ruins and everything that had been preserved from like all the ash and all that. And
Yeah.
you could go into the buildings, and that was shaded and cool. And it was cool to see. And then I got yelled at by a tour guide because I was touching one of the frescoes. And Will and I were both like investigating, like, what does it take to like last this long on a wall? Like, what are they using?
Right.
And it's kind of soft, but not putty like it's moist still somehow. I don't know.
Right.
Anyway, I got
That's
yelled at
weird.
by one of the, oh, yeah, it's supposed to touch that. I'm like, I don't know. Sorry. And then James, when we were in the Sistine Chapel, like museum and the Vatican Museum, James is like reached out and like did like a walk by touching like the statue, the marble and stuff. And then he looked at me. I'm like, be quick, be quick. Yeah, so we did all that. It was amazing to see all the frescoes and to see how these like vases were still in shape and all that.
Yep.
From it was crazy. And then James had a friend from here. He goes to school in Oregon. He's staying there for the summer. He got on a plane by himself to Italy, and then their mutual friend from England came down. And
Okay.
so the timing didn't match, but they had this one day of overlap. And so when Pompeii was over, we all met up there. My girlfriend's daughter took the boys and they all split for the day, for the
Right.
rest of the day. And then we picked them up at the train station at
Nice.
9 at night so they could all hang out. So Sammy took them to like a restaurant and bar and all this stuff because they can drink freely there.
Why not?
All
Yeah.
of them, even Will. So
That's awesome.
they had a blast with their newfound freedom over there. And then the next, Amber and Rich, they took us to this like really good Italian like pizza restaurant down the street.
Nice.
And then when we picked up the kids, it was like a cafe and we had all these spritzers, and then they bring all these snacks for you to have like for free, like chips and like little
nice.
pizzas and things like that. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool.
This was,
and the next day we took the train. We went up to Venice. It was like 5 hours on the train. So we all kind of like took turns collapsing on the table. And it was very cool because you get to see all the vineyards, all the countryside, blah, blah, blah. They had like a food car. They give you free snacks on that too, and waters. And we had to figure out, we figured out you have to read the water bottles because if it says effervescence on it, then it's the bubbly water.
Yeah.
They all look the same. They all look the same. So
they're all
his
in
friend
glass.
was like, again, I can't win with this water. Like, I just want plain water. Yeah, it was funny. So we go to Venice. Venice was amazing. Venice is its own vibe. And it's a different vibe at night than it is during the day.
Did y'all stay there?
And like you can feel the history. Yeah, it was the first time we got a Verbo or stayed in an Airbnb. Like this is the first time we stayed in something like that. And it was right in the middle of like the shopping, the city.
Right.
It was like a 5-minute walk to St. Mark's Basilica, the church, and the Doge's Palace. And then it was like another like 10-minute walk to the other side of the island where like most of the residents live. And I signed us up for a rowing lesson. And it was on that side because it's less water traffic and it's safe.
Right.
You know, you can be on there and nobody's busting by you on a boat because there's no cars. Everything's walking. And if you need to quickly get to another part of the island, you just take a water taxi. And then private water taxis go direct. And then they have like a public one, like a bus. Although that can get like a refugee boat by the end of then it's like a lot of people.
That's crazy.
But yeah, so we walked over there. We did the rowing lesson. Well, first they were like, if you're early, there's like a cafe, and then check out this, cafe and this hotel. You can hang out there. So we grabbed some sandwiches, and then we found the cafe. We go in, and the lobby alone was like extremely luxe. And then we go into the back where the cafe is, and it's this huge garden, like in its own little private thing. And we sit down and we're like, okay, they're suggesting we hang out at this fancy place. It's a hotel. Like I even used the bathroom, and even like the toilet paper is like fancy scented. I was like, holy crap. Everything was
Wow.
amazing. The snacks, everything. Yeah, it was good. We did the lesson. That was fun. I highly recommend it. It wasn't expensive and it was fun. It was like an hour and you just kind of
That's
go around the
awesome.
block kind of a thing.
Right.
So I'm now friends with Lisa on Instagram.
Okay. She gave you
She's like
your
in her 30s.
lesson.
She used to be in, well, we were just we're just chit chatting, and then one
Oh yeah.
conversation leads to another one topic, and so then at the end, we're having a good time, and I'm like, oh, so like, do you have any more? Like, how many of these do you have today? And she's like, actually, you guys are my only ones. I was like, oh, okay. And she goes, well, where are you guys going after? I said, well, in an hour and 10 minutes, we're supposed to be at the Basilica. And she's like, all right, I think you can walk there. She's like, it's like 15 minutes, but then if you go this way, and she's like, you know what? I'll take you. And we're like, okay, cool. You can tag along. Well, because we were just going to Google map it and just walk,
Right.
So she's like, yeah, sure. And then she takes us she goes, oh, is anyone hungry? It's almost lunchtime. And they're like, yeah. So I'll take it. And she takes us to this fantastic cafe.
Wonderful.
We all eat something. We all drink. Yeah. And then she drops us off at the Basilica and then she goes home because she lives in that area. But the whole time we're talking and her birthday's 3 days after mine. She looks at my website.
Aw.
She's like, oh my God, I love this octopus. And I'm like, yeah, I love octopus. And she shows me her octopus tattoo and this and that. And she used to be a military wife. She's got a little girl, blah, 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 blah. Tells me about her experience as a military wife. And it
And she
wasn't great.
teaches
And I'm
the
like, girl,
rowing?
no, you just, yeah, yeah. And she competes.
Okay.
Her and her
Okay.
friends like do competitive rowing and everything. Yeah, like it's a whole thing. So that was very cool. I was like, girl, we would have been friends. You got to filter out all these southern, because they were in like the Carolinas or Georgia or something. And she still has her like Italian accent. And the girl's like, can you speak in English? She goes, I am speaking in
Yeah.
English in my Italian accent. And, one
Yeah.
of those people. And but they were all like that. And I was like, oh man, you just didn't meet the right ladies. We would have been
No,
friends.
she didn't. Your accent would have been amazing.
So anyway, that was very cool. And she also was telling us, oh, do you guys need to do a gondola ride? And she kind of like with the face. And I'm like, I kind of have that face. Like it's cool to watch, but to
But
be
it's
in
not
it
that
is
big
a
of a.
different perspective.
Uh-huh.
And then to look at the conditions of the boats and stuff is, I mean, not that they're dilapidated or anything, but I was just like, I don't know. Like it takes away, like to do it might take away the visual of how romantic it looks from the outside. I don't know. I didn't. So anyway. Yeah. So we didn't do it because we didn't feel the need to do it.
Right.
And she said, but if you do want to do it, and this is for anybody else out there, go to the outskirts of it. Don't go to the like where all the big lines are waiting to take their turn. Go on the outskirts. Grab one of the older guys. And she's like, those guys will give you a whole history as they go up and down all the canals.
Yeah.
So there's that.
That'd be neat.
And it's like Venice itself, outside of the Basilica and the Doge's Palace, it was like all shopping, cafe, restaurant.
Right.
Like our door was between shops. And then
that's crazy.
So they were like, hey, the kids were like, hey, we're going to go get snack. I'm like, all right. They had all this freedom. I'd wake up in the morning and there'd be like 4 bottles of beer. I'm like, okay, so snacks have evolved to beer. So, oh yeah. So the new snacks have evolved to beer.
Okay.
Like, okay.
Okay. You found 4 bottles of. You said
like
you found 4
it
bottles.
was like 6 bottles of beer on the table every morning. So we spent awesome. 3 days up in Venice. We went into this store. What's the name? I'll give it a shout out. This it doesn't need it really. It's a high end store. Impresa, Presa. So this store was so very cool. And Will and I are looking at it. We're like, oh my God, this is our vibe. But like, it looks really pricey, but let's go in and have some fun and look around. So we go in, we look around, and one of the owners is there. I guess he's like one of the the younger brothers, and he's chit chatting with us and telling us stories and saying, how like Nicolas Cage went in there and they made a leather jacket for one of his movies, and that they made the Mad Hatter hats, and they're going.
Wow.
And while he's talking story, he's like getting these steampunk glasses and a hat, and he's like playing dress up with Will. And I'm taking pictures, and Will's just like loving every second of it. And we had such an amazing time in there. It was so fun. And he knows we're not going to buy anything, but he was just so fun and gracious. And then we had a good time in the store. The scents were very nice, I must say. Also, their fragrances were really good. So yeah, and so that was fun. So Venice was fun. It has like a different vibe during the day than at night. Like at nighttime, it's kind of like like none of the shops are open and stuff, and like all these little. It's like very ominous, but it's I don't know. It's creepy, but
everybody
like
goes home. And
exciting
goes home and
at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then 3 days, then we took a train back down to Rome for 3 days. And then that's when it started getting hot out. And luckily both apartments had like 2 bedrooms, air conditioning, washer dryer, more than we could ask for from a hotel. And they were both Verbos were like central. Like you walk out of our Rome apartment flat and you can see down the sidewalk, like there's the Colosseum.
Yeah.
And there were like cafes everywhere. You didn't have to go far for like a quick lunch or breakfast. Restaurants everywhere. You just look up, because there's so many. Right. So you just look it up, like, what's got good ratings or whatever. The first restaurant we went to, Todd picked it out. We sat down. They brought this huge antipasta. And I'm thinking, oh my God, we're like never going to eat that. It was wolfed down in 5 minutes by the 3 of them. And then Will is like, mind blown because there's some kind of a cheese with honey, and he's like, who'd have thought honey and cheese? He's like, this is amazing. So I'm like, well, ask her what it is, and we'll try to do it back home. Yeah, all the pizzas were great. They're thin there everywhere.
Yeah,
they're not thick and all that. And then Sammy showed us
toppings.
Yeah, and everything is all like fresh, good ingredients. You go to the market anywhere there, and the prices are low for fresh. It's like organic, but it's just food,
Right.
Like none of it is modified. None of it has insecticide. None of it has, it's all clean food.
They kept it clean.
And it's affordable.
The U.S. doesn't, so yeah.
And it's affordable because, capitalism. And it's all affordable. I was like, oh, this is how. Even when you go to the cafe, it's all.
Yeah.
It's all, and it's all affordable. It's crazy, and it's also very good. We even there were these things, I forget what they're called. They're like fried balls, and inside is pasta. So we had carbonara inside of a fried ball. We had like fish and something else inside. Yeah. And the kids were like, what is this? That's so great. They had pasta. It was takeaway pasta, and they put it in these like Chinese takeout boxes. So it's like on the go pasta. Right. And they said it was amazing, and it was sold out. And he's like, no, we got 2 more orders left. So we gave it to the boys, and then me and the girls went across the street to a different place. So anyway, we get to Rome. We go to the Colosseum. It's huge. I didn't wake up in time because it's a 12-hour difference to like book the tickets. So I just got first and second level. I didn't get the underground level. However, you get so close to that on that first level, you get so close to like the underground level. I mean, you can kind of get the gist of what it looks like down there.
That's nice.
But it's cool. Like when you have that tour, they show you like where they corral the animals and stuff, and where the guys are. Yeah, so that was kind of cool. And it was hot, but it wasn't too hot once you get in there because everything has some shade. Right. In itself.
Well, that marble probably cools it down.
Oh my God. It's huge. The place is huge. And then
That's
there was
amazing.
talk about wanting to do, how they were thinking about doing some kind of an event there, like an MMA event or something. And I'm like, then I'm thinking the logistics, how they have to cover over the
Right.
middle for seat. I'm like, I don't know, let them figure that out without
Yeah,
messing
figure it out.
anything up in here. But it's
Probably be
literally in
outside.
the Coliseum is literally the center of town. And then town is like immediately across the street all around it and it goes out.
That's
Like
cool.
traffic, people walking, everything. The water fountains. Did you do the water fountains outside? Fill up your waters?
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
no, I don't remember.
So they had, yeah,
Probably
that was a
not.
while. So they
I
had
know we
all
had
these public,
cups. I know we didn't have fill up water bottles because we didn't have water bottles then.
yeah.
But we took
So
cups and they had cups and stuff you could drink out of.
okay. So they're tapped straight into a
Yes,
spring. So they're ice cold coming out, full of all these
I
minerals.
do remember that.
It's almost sweet. It was the best water. And me and James, every time we saw one, we were like filling up our water bottle and chugging it down. That was amazing. And so we did that, ate some food, and then we did a food tour there. The food tour
Wow.
was amazing. I even my friend Amber was going to try to meet up with us, but then it was sold out because I'm like, I don't know, we got an extra couch and all that, whatever. I said, well, definitely do it before you leave because it was very cool. So we took a taxi over there and it was only like on the other side of the Coliseum, but because there's so much traffic and stuff
Oh, yeah.
going on, like it's easier to just take a taxi of 15 minutes. And then so we went to this old restaurant and it's in this old historical home and it's very intimate because it's the space used to be a home originally.
Right,
So
right.
all these intimate rooms. And then they found out in the basement they were going to expand it out and through that investigation they found a statue and a bunch of other stuff. So now the basement is invaded by all these archaeologists now. Like it's
Wow.
so that was pretty cool. They loaded us up on wine and we had a pork stew, which was amazing. And then the next place was a cookie place, and it's like the oldest cookie bakery in Rome. And their sign is literally like I lost my cat thing. It's a piece of paper inside the plastic sheet on the front door. And then right next to it is like a couple dozen award stickers on the window. And that's it. Like they don't have to advertise nothing like shops, just like
Oh, yeah.
restaurants
Everybody
just
just
come
comes.
in and they just do their routine. Like they all got routine orders and that's what
Oh,
keeps them
yeah.
alive. But their machine that bakes all the cookies, a conveyor belt and all that is original from like, I don't know, the 1930s or something like that.
Wow.
It's a huge machine. So we bought a whole kilo full of cookies. And then the next stop was another restaurant, Enzo. And that's where we had like the little fried balls and limoncello and a spritzer and like
All the stuff.
all these things. It was amazing. And then we go to another restaurant after that. And so this is where we have like all the pasta and what do we have? Yeah, I think we had cacio e pepe, and then they had some other like a regular pasta with like a red sauce, and then they had all these wines. You could pick a white or a red wine, and it was like the last batch that was blessed by the last pope who died, blah blah blah. But I mean, who really knows? I don't know, but it sounds good.
Yeah.
And then we we went there, and then we went to where else did we go? Oh yeah, then we went to a gelato place at the end. And the gelato place was
Cool.
very good. The cantaloupe gelato, you wouldn't think, but it was amazing. It was that I thought that was the best one.
It can be very refreshing.
Mm-hmm. And then we met people. All right, so there was when you do these tours and stuff, there's always people from all over the place, and you and I are always like, "Where are you from?"
Oh, yeah.
So there's this couple that are from New Jersey who now live in Ohio.
Okay.
So we're like, I'm from Rhode Island and he's from Ohio. And they're like,
That's
what? So then
crazy.
we,
I see
and
what
then
I
they
thought.
heard,
Yeah.
and then they found out that we were from Hawaii. And then everybody in the whole group had a million questions about Hawaii. My accent came out heavily because we were just getting into it.
Of course.
And then there was a newlywed couple from Kentucky, and he blows glass. And so they went to Murano. But I kind of felt,
Wow.
yeah. And then when I was telling the New Jersey couple about Venice and stuff, that guy's wife her eyes were like coming out of her head. And I'm like, oh, sorry, next time you need to go to Venice.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, spend some, like, let him go do some glass and you go shopping in Venice, girl.
There you go.
Yeah. Like, you could tell she got a little gypped, but it was okay. I let her know what was over there. And then there was this other couple that was, I think, from Portugal, and I think she was from California. So it was like all kinds of conversations going on, and it was very cool. And then we went to the last day we went to the Vatican to visit the Sistine Chapel. But before we got there, we went to the Trevi Fountain early in the morning because there's always a line. Okay. So we went there, and it was like 6:30. But like they had already started conjugating a little bit, but everybody was very polite, giving people time in front and swapping back and like taking pictures of each other and stuff like that. So it was kind of organized. Everybody was kind. We took pictures, and then we went to a cafe at the corner, and then just down the street is the Pantheon, like a block down is the Pantheon. It wasn't open yet, so we just took pictures outside. And then we took a taxi to the Vatican. The Vatican is huge. Oh, yeah. The wall all around it. Like, because it's its own
Vatican City. It's its own city.
It's its own city. It's huge inside. You go into the museum, and it just keeps going and going and going. The garden is beautiful. They have these posters of the chapel ceiling outside because they say you're not supposed to take photos in there. I think because, the flash. But not everybody uses flash anymore. So by the time we do get in there, I'm like, I can't take any more pictures. I'm just so overwhelmed. I don't even know what I'm looking at now.
You don't even know what you're taking pictures of anymore.
No. It was and everything is just the same level of like, oh my God. That's amazing. Every ceiling, every wall, every marble statue. There was two rooms that was just all animals.
That's wild.
And then my biggest question was like,
I'm gonna grab my charger, but keep talking. I can hear you.
Okay.
Keep going. So the biggest room was what? Keep going.
It wasn't the biggest room. It was the animal room. But my biggest question, me and my youngest son, Will, we were like, how back in those days with rudimentary tools, how did they get the marble so smooth? Like, I mean, is there like a particular rock they just like, I don't, nowadays, if you were to do that, it might be like
buff it,
like a buffing, like an electric buffing, sanding thing or what, it's like, I don't know.
That's a really good question. Interesting.
I don't know. I've only sculpted in clay. I've never like carved, sculpted, like stuff like that. So I don't even know what kind of tools would be involved even today, but I know they'd be more advanced. So I'm like, that quality. Even some, I didn't see there, but I've seen some before where it's like, you can see it's like wet, lacy and very delicate.
How did you get it?
I don't know how they even do that.
I wonder how they got it even slabs. Like, how did they get it into slabs?
Even just cutting it, right? I don't know.
Right.
Anyway, we finally get to we get to the Sistine Chapel, and they have this little section of like of art museum, but there's so many people in there, and they're all kind of just winding and pushing. So I didn't get to spend too much time in there, unfortunately. I had to take like drive-by photos. So I did see Henry Matisse in there. And it was like really big work too. It was nice. And then I saw some Dali. There was some Dali in there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Some live, real Dali. And I don't know, a few others, but like I said, it was just like everybody was it was too much. I mean, and then you're thinking we're walking up all these marble steps that every day they have thousands of people wearing down on the marble. How is but it's not wearing down. Like I don't. It's crazy. You get in there in the chapel. It's amazing. It's smaller than you would think it was bigger. It's pretty big, but I assumed it was bigger.
Right.
And then they're like, there's a sign about no photos, but then there's a couple people in there like just blatantly with their phones. And so I was standing, and then Will kind of flipped the view on his phone and did it like this way from his waist, like down here.
Right.
He's like, don't move. And so like me and James are standing there. He took some pictures. I'm sorry.
Very cool.
Sorry, Vatican. We did, but it was no flash. So I don't know. A lot of people were getting away with photos. And yeah, it started getting really hot then, waiting outside and stuff like that. And then, of course, you got to cool off with gelato. And then after that, we went and, we extended our Verbo manager was amazing. He let us do late checkout like at 6 instead of 11. So that was cool. I don't think we got charged extra for that either. He just had it available and it was fine.
Oh, good.
So we then we got on a train, went down to Naples. The next morning, we gave full reports to our friends. The next morning, we chartered a boat to go down the Amalfi Coast.
Oh, cool.
That was amazing. And we totally needed it because, like I said, not a lot of the hotels were, had AC and stuff like that. It was the whole reason why I had to get Verbos. And so even if we did a hotel, it would not have had it might not have had air conditioning, or it might not have had a pool, or none of them would have had a pool or a hot tub to recuperate in. So Todd's back was really not doing him good from all the walking and stuff. So and we would kind of predicted this. So we booked this boat for the day and 11 to 6. And then it goes all the way up the coast. We stopped, went in some caves. Will wasn't in there. And I'm thinking, he just didn't come out. So we come out and then I hear Rich saying, oh, I see Will. And then I hear Amber, oh my God. And then I come out and then he's climbed up this rock to jump off. And I'm like, he's confident about doing it. I'm like, wait. Just for my own mental sanity.
Right.
Just let Uncle Rich see how deep it is right there. And then James also went over there and they gave him the thumbs up. He jumped down. James was going to do it, but then he's like, don't climb it because it's all really pokey and jagged.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing because here we have the wind. They have a breeze wind over there all the time, but they have more salt than we do. So I'm guessing the salt in the air really cuts at the mountainside, which makes, because you look at Chinaman's Wall over here and it's smooth.
Right.
The way it wears down over here, but over there it's the mountainside. Yeah. Anyway, then he jumps down. He's fine. I'm like, oh my God. See, I looked at Amber. I'm like, see, this is my life every day with this kid. I wake up, and even the day, 2 days after we came home, I wake up to a text saying, I'm on a hike with 2 of my friends that leave tomorrow, and I had a flat tire, but I fixed it, and I was so proud of myself, and this and that, and I'm like, and then I look him up, and he's like on the Pully Ridge, and I'm like, well, this is my life with this kid.
There you go.
So anyway, we stopped at, where did we stop? Why can't I not ever remember the name of that island? Capri. We stopped on Capri and had lunch.
I bet you that was
nice. It was very cool. It was very good. The food was amazing. They had homemade limoncello and the whole nine. All the captains from all the boats sat at one table. It was cute. Because you park your boat and then you get another boat that takes you from your boat to the shore. And then their beach is all rocky. It's not sand. It's all rocky. And then there's a bunch of kids playing in the water. And we're coming down the ramp to go take the little boat to our boat. And all the boys look down. The boys and Sammy look down at the kids and they go like this. They
Right.
one hand up and one hand down. And then all the kids in the water, they're like 6'7", 6'7". They had
That's so
T-shirts of
funny.
6'7" for kids. They had 6'7" was all over the place there.
That's
It was
crazy.
so bizarre to see that it's
Traveled
global.
that far.
Yeah. So we had some amazing photos, family photos, and all that. We get back to the marina and I look over and there's a yacht that says Newport, Rhode Island on it.
Oh, how cool.
I'm like, what? I gotta take a picture of that. And then the captain was giving me he was telling me about it and stuff. He goes, yeah, that's its home port and it comes out here for the summers. I was like, wow, I gotta go look up that
Nice.
guy.
Yeah, who is it? Yeah.
I know. And then the last day, that night we were having dinner and I was like, how about we ate out that night on the way home. And then there was this table full of these 3 little boys, like 2 brothers and then their friend. And they're
Okay.
probably like around 10. But they're so cute because they have like, one kid's got his little bag and the other kid, and they're like having sodas. And then the guy comes and they're ordering dinner and everything. And then they're laughing it up. And like everybody in the restaurant is like watching these kids because they're so cute and they're on their own and they're just like
Doing their thing.
doing
Yeah.
it. Yeah. And I think the kids did 6'7" with them too. They're like 6'7".
That's funny.
And then the last day, we had a nice family dinner. But before we had the family dinner, the kids needed to go shopping. And Will's very into thrifting, and he wanted to see him and Amber. Amber's like the professional shopper, the most professional
Okay.
shopper I've ever met. She's like the girl to go shopping with. Patience, like she keeps the energy going with the mute playlist in the car. She like makes sure everybody, like we get snacks and drinks and we're like still fueled up to keep going to the next. Like you can tell, like
She's a shopper.
she
Yeah.
feels it. She can shop, and she's done the research. So she's like, okay, we're going to visit these 2 streets and blah, blah, blah. And we're like, okay. So I look at Todd. I'm like, I'm not like dismissing you from today's plans, but I'm guessing you need some downtime. And so maybe you just stay home and do laundry and like have some drinks and catch up on your sports. He's like, oh, hell yeah. Like I'm all about that. I'm like, okay.
There you go.
So he did that, powered down, put his TENS unit on all day probably too. So we ended up finding 2 they were all interesting. But we found 2 really good thrift stores, and they were both high-end thrift stores, one of them more so than the other. And they had stuff, the kids bought stuff that were like Versace, Dolce & Gabbana, Gucci, you name, like they spent like $1,000, I think, between the 2 of them, or at least Will. And I bought a carry-on because we only brought 2 check-in bags. So we bought a carry-on bag, and but we checked it, and then so everything they bought was like $1,000 in that bag. Will bought these high tops that he could resell easily for like $500. I forget what they were, but
Oh, wow.
and then I bought a couple dresses that were cute. And then when I looked up the tags later, like normally their brand new dresses are like 140, 150. And
Oh, wow.
I got them for like $30. And then
there you go.
Yeah, so we had and we got to see like downtown Naples. So it was more the city. I mean, it's a city, just like anything else, and it's like very narrow streets and food everywhere still, and we just had an amazing time. And it was very good bonding time. Like James and Will had a lot of good like time together, and we had a lot of good family time. And then we realized there's a difference between trips and vacations, and that was a trip.
That was a trip. Yeah,
that was a trip.
That's awesome.
I think Todd would prefer a vacation or a trip where
there's some vacation in it.
Yeah, like I think so. We just missed Will's girlfriend's parents. They were doing a cruise down there. We missed them by like 2 hours. And then we had another family that had been there a week before us on tours. And then
Right.
we have a couple friends that are doing a cruise there next year. So these people doing cruises, it's probably a double-edged sword because you can't spend, like, you only have limited time
Right.
on land, but at least you get to go back to the boat and power down and re-energize for the next day, like
Relax and
in a
yeah.
hot tub or a pool or something like that, you know.
Right.
I mean, we did have air
It'd be a
conditioning, so
double-edged
we would
sword.
go, yeah, we would go back in the afternoon to the flat and just like maybe even just rinse off in a cold shower and just lay down on the bed for
Yeah.
a couple hours before like our evening activities were planned.
Oh, good.
Oh my God. That was a lot of talking, but it was
That's all
amazing.
right. It sounded great.
Yeah. If anyone wants to see my pictures, I posted videos of each city on my Instagram and Facebook.
That is so cool. I'm glad you had such a good time.
Yes. The Hieronymus Bosch painting at the Doges. So he's my favorite artist. He's a Netherlands guy from the 1500s.
Yeah.
And he paints 1500 style, like Where's Waldo type of things. Like there's so
Right.
much going on of heaven and hell and purgatory and all kinds of things. And his
It's very
imagination's like
detailed. Yeah.
berserk. Like he had to have been on mushrooms or something, but like no one really knows. And so this is why he's like one of my favorites. And he also paints like with vivid colors. So I'm in there, and I see the painting, and I'm like, wow, that kind of looks like a Hieronymus Bosch painting. And I look up close and I see the name on there, and I'm like, oh my God, I had no idea. We didn't get to go to the glass museum, but this is a win.
Oh, heck yeah.
So yeah, so I lost the kids and Todd because I spent an extra 10 minutes there taking pictures and like looking at it and like looking at all like the little vignettes
Details
inside.
and
Yeah. And then later on I looked it up, and it actually says that it's not an original, but it's done like years later by one of his, like a follower of his style.
right.
And
Okay.
it's very good. It is very good. Like, you know, there's monsters and hybrid creatures and demons and tempting
It's
humanity and
crazy that
burning cities and
he could imagine that back
crazy.
then. It's nuts.
It's
It's
well,
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like he had to have been doing drugs, like his own thoughts, and then enhanced by something, because some of the stuff in there,
Oh yeah.
creatures and
Well,
things, are
I was looking him up a little bit,
bizarre.
and you know what? One thing I caught is that every society always is waiting for the end of time. You know what I
There's
mean? Because
always
all this
someone bringing
during that
attention to
during
that.
that
Yeah.
time during that time when he was painting people's fears. And one of the fears is it was the end of time. So that was kind of cool. I thought that was kind of, everybody's waiting for the end of time, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's very interesting, and
Oh yeah.
he's mostly interesting because there's really not a lot of answers.
Oh
There's not
yeah.
a lot of answers to a lot of things. So yeah, that was really cool. But we're all having an Italian hangover.
Well, good. I'm glad you got to
Will
go.
is
That
in,
was really neat.
yeah, and Will's in touch with like the two thrift stores. They're like, what brands are you looking for? So he texted the brands and his sizes and stuff. So
Gosh,
they got him on
looking
a
for
list of things that come in. Yeah.
how neat is that? That's pretty
So
cool.
I was like, all right. And then
I
now
saw
our
some of the
friend's
pictures. It
moving to
looked
Germany.
there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, the
I
pictures
saw
were good.
the pictures were amazing. It looked like the four of you had a really good time.
Yeah. And then the boys had learned things about us on travel. Like now that they're
Okay.
older, it's like a whole different perspective, especially when we all went international this time. Like when we went to Korea, it was just me with the boys, and then mom and my uncle and my other cousin, Uni. Now, my cousin Uni can speak English, mom can speak English, but uncle can't. And they all just took care of us when we went. And we only stayed in one city. We only stayed in Seoul for like a week.
Right.
Here, we went to 3 different cities, and we had to pre-plan, orchestrate the
Figure
whole
it out. Oh
thing and
yeah.
all this
Oh yeah.
stuff. And so the kids were like observing like new aspects of me and Todd on this type of trip is different. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, that's not as technical. Well, not really. It was I kind of had negative feedback.
Sounded good, but
No, it was negative feedback, but it was funny. And James ordered a large beer one night. We were at a restaurant in Venice, and the guy's like, we'll order like a Corona or something like that.
right.
Something normal. And then James like, well, I'll have whatever you have on tap. And they're like, there's always only 2 choices. And they're like, large or small. And he's like, large. And they bring this huge, huge ass,
Right.
like a beer
Stein.
And James just looks at it like, shit. Like, I wasn't bargaining to drink this much beer. And then Will's looking over, just like laughing at him. And at the end, Will tries to help him drink it. And it's just spilling down his chin. He's like, yeah, dude, you good luck with that.
Good luck. That's crazy. Well, that's pretty awesome.
Most everybody spoke English over there.
Oh yeah.
I did try to use the little Italian that I learned for small things.
Did you use your
like
translator on your phone?
No, because it's a little, I know it sounds cheesy or whatever or lame, but some of it is similar to Spanish.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So I was able to feel my way around some of that. And then, yeah, like I said, I had like this short list of like just everyday words and things.
Words
so,
you needed to do.
I tried to use it. And then Ty just like really chopped it up. Oh, that's okay.
That's
He's
funny.
from Ohio. I mean,
there you go.
That's just, whatever.
Well, that was really awesome. I can't wait to
Thanks.
see some more pictures and stuff.
I know. It was great. So I'll probably, I don't know. I haven't done any painting yet. I have 9 canvases set up. I prepped 9 canvases right now. And probably paint a couple Italy ones just to get it out of my brain.
I got a 36 by 42 or something like that when I'm working on.
Ooh.
So it's for my niece. Yeah, she wanted one. And then I got some other little things I'm working on. Yeah. Can't wait to show you.
Yeah. Okay. I want to ask. We'll dig into it later.
Yeah. No, she wanted something for her room, and she gave me the colors and some free reign, and so I'm just making her a painting.
Okay, good. Nice.
Yeah.
I am going to turn that octopus painting into a collection.
Oh, very good. I think that'll be good. People like that one.
Yeah. I'm going to do a collection with that, and I'm going to do a collection of the lifeguard stands.
Oh yeah, that'll be really good. That'd be really good. I'm gonna find something I want to keep painting over and over again.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that along with I'm going to do some more monochrome, local stuff, maybe a couple Italian things, and then do some more animal waves. My vet, the physical therapy vet was like, "Oh my God, bring one of those in to advertise."
Oh, that's really cool.
And we'll put it on the front. And I was like, "Oh, cool." I didn't even think of that. So I was like, "All right, cool."
That's pretty cool.
And then I got to hit up a couple of, on my to-do list is hit up a couple of galleries and hunt down that manager at the Royal Hawaiian.
There you go.
Right?
Yep. Stay on it.
I know.
So, I hate to.
Thanks for listening. I know. But I don't know. What do we want to do? Do you have any ideas for next month?
And we talked about doing Wyland.
Well, we're following that live story, that live lawsuit.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know there was a lawsuit, but
yeah, it's about FIFA. His one of his murals of his 100 collection.
Yeah, I remember that, but I did not realize they did paint over it.
Yeah, but I don't think they went forward with doing what they were going to do. I think it's just blank paint on top. I think it's too late.
Pretty crappy.
Just covered over. Yeah, but he went through with it, so I'm following it. Anyway.
Well, FIFA did a wrong thing. I mean, they wanted all the stadiums to cover up the names of who the stadium belongs to. They wanted, oh yeah, every stadium they had to go to, like it was the
Really?
Mercedes-Benz Stadium. You know, like
Mm.
I think New Orleans has the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. They wanted the name covered up so they didn't have any
Ours should be
advertisement for
sponsored by
anybody.
Toyota Tacoma.
Yeah,
Our
there you
stadium,
go.
right?
Yeah, that's
Every
it.
corner of this one. Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah, we've been watching the soccer. I think soccer is going to bring the world together.
Oh, it
We've
is.
been
It is.
enjoying
It's
watching
amazing.
it. We had to finagle with the military network in Italy to watch it on their
Yeah.
TV, and because James was betting on it. He even won $800 on the way over in his sleep on the plane.
Oh, that's awesome.
I
That's
was like, oh,
awesome.
dinner's on James tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
All right, so we don't
All
know
right.
exactly who we're going to talk about next month, but we'll
Discuss it. I
post
have a
it.
list of them,
Yeah.
but I don't have them with me right here. We'll post it.
All righty. We will talk
All
later.
right.
All right. Love you
Talk at you.
guys. Till next time.
Love you too.
Bye
Bye.
bye. All right. Hang on. Let me hit.